GitHub Universe. I am Amanda Boyle, and I lead the community engagement team at GitHub. I'm based in Seattle, Washington, and would like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional land of the first people of Seattle, the Duwamish people and the Duwamish tribe. So today, I have the great pleasure of representing the community engagement team. We are the behind-the-scenes caretakers of the GitHub community on discussions. This session will give you a quick overview of our new platform and some opportunities to get you connected with a global community of GitHub users. So let's kick this off with a quick preview of the GitHub community. Special thanks to Damo on GitHub's DevRel team for that video. We made that around our launch and we love it. So before we dive in, here's how this is going to go. We've got some exciting news to share, a demo, which is the meat of the presentation, and then we'll close with some opportunities for you to get involved with the GitHub community. This session is being pre-recorded, so I encourage you to share your feedback and any questions you may have at community.github.com. That's our new community on discussions. So the GitHub community has a new home. Last year at Universe, you likely heard about the launch of GitHub Discussions. This year, we're excited to share that we've made Discussions the new home and hub for peer-to-peer conversations and knowledge sharing about GitHub on GitHub. Previously, we had 3 communities located in separate platforms. We had product feedback, we also had our education community, and then also the community forums. So each required separate logins and contained outdated and even sometimes conflicting information. We recognize the opportunity to use our own platform for a better solution, and we are all together now on one home on GitHub. We completed our content migration about 3 months ago. This was a big milestone, took lots of time, really excited about it. But with almost 6,000 solutions migrated over from our old platform, combined with all the posts from the feedback discussions, brought together one repo for community discussion. This has quickly become one of the most popular repos on all of GitHub, and we are really thrilled at this early success. So in the first month after launch, we saw over 1,000 unique users posting into the community discussions and over 40,000 users with at least 2 visits in that first month. We hadn't even started promotion yet, so this was really exciting. And the team has been working together towards a more public announcement of the community on discussions. And Universe this week is our official launch party. So welcome and thank you. The GitHub is the home for all developers. GitHub Discussions, as you heard last year, is where you talk, but the GitHub community on discussions is where you can talk about using GitHub, help each other, and provide product feedback. Our goal is to encourage conversations and information sharing amongst GitHub users, including best practices and resources, product feedback, and problem solving. So let's jump into it. Let's show you the GitHub community on discussions and do our demo. So as you can see here, this is the homepage for our community discussions. You can actually quickly get to this page with the same URL from our old page. It's just community.github.com. It'll bring you right to this page, so you're ready to go. This is our community discussions. You saw this launched last year. For anybody who turns on discussions on any of your repos, you can customize your own categories, you can pin your own posts. So this is something that more users are going to become familiar with. So I hope you see all that and it becomes familiar. So this is the community homepage. This is where you'll land. For more information on the repo, on everything within community, you can actually just go over to overview. This will bring you to our README. So this is information about the repo, some quick start guides and documentation, and even other ways to participate in GitHub community programs, including like the GitHub stars, upcoming events, our blog, our YouTube channel. This is growing all the time. We're going to continue to add more information. So you'll see this. This is the README, but again, let's pop back into discussions. That's really our home. So again, right at the top, we have 4 pinned posts. This is managed by our team. So when you come in here, you'll see either relevant feedback requests from some of our product teams. Often one of the check-ins from community managers, we rotate those through pretty regularly, but those are the more pressing content that we'd like you to know about. You can also then see over here on the right is the newly added leaderboard. So this is only featuring our most helpful users. We don't want to gamify the whole thing. We're really just focusing on highlighting some of the top contributors and trusted contributors who've provided solutions to other users. Below the leaderboard, we feature our code of conduct. So you can check that out. This is also highlighted. The code of conduct is highlighted on our overview page. We take this really seriously as a team, kind of as the caretakers of this platform, and we appreciate and encourage members to maintain a safe community space and to report any content you think may violate the code of conduct. You can do that within posts, and we can show you that later in the demo. So that's like the meat of the overview page. We have our custom categories. So if you're familiar with discussions, you can customize whatever categories you want here. We have broken ours down into 2 sections. So they're both about our content categories here, more around announcements in general, new to GitHub, and then more specifically product categories. So these are specific to GitHub products. So when you see discussions, it's actually about GitHub discussions, not a general discussion. Same thing with issues. It's about GitHub issues. So if you have product feedback, questions, hopefully that's a little more clear. Same thing with mobile. It's actually about the GitHub mobile app, not general questions about mobile. So just something to keep in mind when you're starting to explore the GitHub community. So the Discover category is the first one that I want to jump into and show you. This is actually the area that is populated by content from our subject matter experts. It includes the blog posts from customer success and support pros, members of the community team. These are general best practices docs. So things you're troubleshooting or things that don't actually fit into our docs content or help hub across GitHub. This is a good place for us to share knowledge and workarounds and things that have been really successful for others that teams can turn to if you need another way to think about a solution. The second category to jump into is actually new to GitHub. We think it's really important to support our new users. GitHub is massive and there's so much to learn. But if you get frustrated right at the start, it's hard to come back. So we created a safe space for people to ask questions, the general new user questions. Anything you might not know, nothing is too simple. Please ask. We're here to help. If not just us, the whole community wants to support you. In here, you can see actually a featured post from one of our community managers. It's one of the GitHub community check-ins. They post these about every 2 weeks, featuring posts that are notable and helpful for members of the community, upcoming events, including a Hacktoberfest, and then what's new in GitHub, some feature releases that are relevant. So you'll see these across categories where we have dedicated community managers. Check them out. They're there to be helpful for you. So we encourage you to read those and enjoy them and provide feedback. If there's more information you want to know about, comment on those discussions and keep the conversation going. The Welcome Center is our area where you can introduce yourself. If you're new to the GitHub community, it's a place where you can join the conversation, say hello, welcome new community members, whether you're experienced with GitHub or not. And we also feature in here weekly skill challenges from GitHub Skills. These are posted every week. So if you want to learn new things, kind of challenge yourself, if you like that type of approach, this is a great area for you. Finally, and arguably the best part of the community discussions, are the product-specific categories. Based on your interests or your needs, you can jump straight into the category that you're interested in. So let's go into here. If you're an actions expert or you have a question specifically to actions and packages, jump into that category. Search and see if somebody's asked the question before you post something new. It might already be solved, or post it yourself. Go ahead and start a new discussion. Select actions and categories, make sure you title it, provide as much information as you can, and post that for others in the community to jump in and to help you find a solution. Each user can curate your own experience to see the content that reflects your interests. We know that there are various levels of expertise and focus and problems that you're working on, so we wanted to make sure that we have those dedicated spaces carved out for the product area you're most interested in. But we also have dedicated community managers, a really wonderful team of folks who are in here. They're adding labels to content that might not have a label. They're looking for spam. They're responding to contents or to questions where they can, and they're surfacing like these trending topics with our product managers, with our support team. So there are folks in here every single day dedicated to keeping this a healthy and engaged space. And we're thrilled. We love supporting this. These are the jobs that we love to do, is supporting our users and your success. So to give you a couple more examples, I want to jump in and show you a couple solved answers and then actually some feedback. The first is a post on GitHub Actions. This post was from about a month ago, and it outlines an issue with getting a workflow to initiate when a GitHub Actions bot adds a label to a pull request. The solver here is Airtower Luna, who is actually one of our top contributors from our community. You may have noticed their name on the leaderboard. So the original poster included the problem that they were having. They included more detailed information, which made it way easier for somebody to solve. The more information you provide, the easier it is for somebody to help you. And then Airtower Luna was able to respond about within a day with a solution with links in there to actually help the user be successful and unblock them. The final example I'm excited to share is actually an opportunity to give feedback. So we really, truly value user feedback. And this discussion is a classic example where, after reviewing the comments and wide popularity of a feature, we decided to not deprecate something. So you'll see at the top, the title is just trending tab. This is in the general category, and it's related to feedback wanted with the labels. A user had posted that they had seen that the trending tab is being deprecated. And because of that, they provided their feedback. They said that they were flabbergasted by the decision, appreciate the honesty. Thank you for sharing that. This post then went on to have over 286 suggested answers. Those are generally just responses, and an additional threaded 289 replies. So lots of engagement, lots of emojis, lots of thumbs up and thumbs down, lots of opinions. So the team was watching this. Actually, the response came just a day later. And you can click here so you can see that there is an answer on this response. When you click on the full answer, it'll bring you down to the actually threaded answer within the post. And this is from Martin Woodward. He is the VP of Developer Relations here at GitHub. You're likely to see him in a lot of the programming this week. He's incredible. Martin went ahead and provided feedback. He thanked the user for the feedback. He said that given the feedback, it's clear we need to look again at the plan to deprecate this. Users voicing your opinions help us make the product better, help us revisit some of the things that we're thinking about. Your feature suggestions have led to feature enhancements like dark mode and mermaid. We value this so much. So we encourage you to provide enhancement requests, feature requests in the community on discussions, to use this as a channel to share what's working and what isn't and how we can improve. We're not going to be able to launch everything. We're not going to be able to incorporate everything, but it does get seen. We do pay attention to this. So we definitely want you to know that this is an area that we pay attention to. So going back to our homepage, this is our community. This is your community. Get in here, check out some of the categories that are of interest to you, join the conversation. And yeah, we're thrilled to have it for you. It'll continue to iterate, and we're excited to share it with you. So now that you've seen the GitHub community on discussions, we want to highlight some of those new features that you might have noticed and kind of just share how you can be engaged going forward. So what's new? The most helpful leaderboard that you saw on the right-hand side is where we recognize our top solution contributors. Those folks that are answering lots of questions, that are helping others. We want to kind of elevate those people so you know who they are. We've also added that new Discover category. This is where our subject matter experts are sharing their unique knowledge of GitHub through best practice docs. A lot of this come from customer success pros across GitHub, and even some folks from our support team who have years of knowledge they want to share with others. The next item is a Galaxy Brain badge. If you're into achievements, if you're into badges, we have a special one just for discussions. Members answering the most community discussions stand a chance to actually earn this very special badge. So check that out. And then finally, pay it forward. There's tons of opportunities to help others thrive. New content from our teams are posted each week. So GitHub employees are putting out content to help you be more successful, whether it be Ask Me Anything sessions with members of our product teams about new releases, or the weekly check-ins and trending topic posts from our team of community managers. We also have a steady stream of that thought leadership content and best practices posts from the subject matter experts across GitHub. We want to make sure that we're giving you valuable content, that when you come back, there's information, not just problem solving, but if you want to learn about a new release, if you want to hear about a product you're not familiar with, you can go into that category and learn more from the GitHub team. So you've heard all of this. If you're not yet on the GitHub community, why should you be? There are endless activities and opportunities, but I want to call a few out. You can first level up your skill set and expand your GitHub knowledge. You can grow your expertise by troubleshooting difficult bugs, things you might not be familiar with, help other people be successful and learn in the process, uncover areas you're not familiar with, and keep growing your GitHub knowledge. New products are released all the time, things are iterated on, and there's always more to learn on. The second item is you can connect with other users. This is a global community. People from all over the world are participating on GitHub, so this is an opportunity to share project advice from your own experience or ask for feedback. Again, you can provide feedback and feature requests to GitHub product managers, and even discover more cool projects that folks are working on that you can get involved with. The last is you can widen your GitHub reach. If you're really into achievements, this is a great space to kind of lean into that. You can stake your claim as a GitHub expert and be recognized on our leaderboards and potentially be known as somebody with great knowledge to thousands of users, but we work with some of our top contributors. We're so lucky and fortunate to have their support, and we're continually growing those programs. So if you want to become more engaged and participate with GitHub, we want to work with you too. So in closing, I would just want to highlight again that this platform was built for you, for all of our GitHub users all around the world. We want to provide a space for you to connect with each other and to provide your feedback for our teams, to problem solve, to be successful. Join the conversation today. All you have to do is head over to community.github.com. It'll bring you right to the homepage of Community Discussions and join the conversation. We would love to see you there, and let's build from here.